What did you think was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen when you have a generation who are now the ages 25 to 45, 46 years old? They were the original gentle, parented, and taught children. Now, you can't say the word because they become extremely defensive, but we're talking about millennials, okay? Let's stop pretending that boomers have children in the school system, okay? Let's stop pretending. Maybe some late blooming Gen Xers have some kids. I know a couple of Gen Xers that have preteens. They started having their family a little late in life, in their 30s and 40s, but they do not fit this criteria. The majority of parents of our school-age children are millennials. We have entitlement problems. These children cannot be redirected.
Joy anymore. It's abusive because the kids have no respect for teachers or any form of authority.
And why do you think that is?
Because they're never told the word no. It's so funny to hear all these stories and there's something, a core that's alike, and that is love and want the best for your children, right? Well, I'm a teacher and I'm a parent, and it is very hard to find balance because you want the best for them. But mistakes are part of, like you said, Dr. Fell, growing. And when you tell the students no and try to teach them right from wrong in the classroom and to keep their mind directed on the curriculum that you're supposed to be teaching, that's the main point of what I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm having to fight them to stay off their phones. They're rude to me. They hit. When I tell you abusive, teachers are dealing with horrific things right now. The entitlement of children today is like as an epidemic. It's bad. It is so bad, and unfortunately, it's affecting society as a whole. When they grow up and be adults, they feel entitled then too.
Yeah.
Parents feel entitled. These millennial parents were the very first generation, and that's why I'm calling them out. They have no excuse to push out a very violent, very entitled, undisciplined, unorganized, and uninterested generation of children. You're going to have to explain that to us. You're going to have to explain to us Gen Xers and boomers who are told that we're just, out in the wild and y'all were so abused and you have trauma. Okay. Yeah, we know. But you guys, the millennials, you were the first generation to have safe schools. No one left behind. You were given safe spaces. You had kind and gentle parenting, kind and gentle teaching, kind and gentle inclusive classrooms. No more pulling out special population stayed in. What happened? What happened? Well, they weren't disciplined. They weren't held accountable. What did you think that generation was going to give us? What did you think was going to happen? And while millennials are going to detract, oh, you're making a broad stroke. I'm making the broad stroke because it's actually based on the majority of parents. You understand, teachers are leaving. They're leaving the profession, which is something that they've never done before, like now. They are saying there's something wrong with these students. And millennials, if you keep gaslighting the teachers, no, it's not us. It's not us. Stop saying this. Stop doing broad strokes. Stop generalizing. If you want to gaslight us, fine, because it's not going to stop the exodus. It's not going to stop us from leaving. We're going to leave. And you're going to be left behind with people who just want to make a paycheck. You need to figure something out. Teachers are leaving. Teachers are saying these kids cannot be told no. These kids will not do the work. These kids are not as smart as you think. They're not. They're not us. And you know what? They don't have the empathy and the inclusivity that you think. They really don't. I think that because what do you think is going to happen to entitled children? So the participation trophy kids, they grew up and they now have kids. They are the majority. Do you understand? The parents of school age children are millennials. I don't know how else to say that. I don't know how else to say that. That is the common denominator. You are looking at students and you keep focusing on these minors, these children who had no choice but to be born to these parents. And I'm sorry, but I've always been a child advocate. I do want to blame them, but there's only so much you can do. They don't have the skills. They don't know how to be disciplined. They reject boundaries, though they want their boundaries respected. They don't know how to respect other people's boundaries. They just care about the reward. I want the A. I want the good grade. I want to play basketball. I want to be on dance team. I want to go to Ivy League college, but they don't want to do the work. You're going to end up with a bunch of Elizabeth Holmes. Yeah, people just pretending they know shit and they really don't. What about what about all the college submission scandal? Yeah, parents are going to do whatever it takes to get their kids ahead in the world. They're not stopping to think because why? It's about rewards, being the top, being the best, participation. But they ended up raising kids that don't participate and don't want to participate and will not and don't handle redirection very well. They do not like discipline. They do not like boundaries. They will not respect policies. And they love asking why. Why do I have to do it that way? Why? I don't understand why I have to do it that way. I know what the big deal is. And I'm a good teacher. I'm an excellent teacher. I don't know what to say. But you can keep on gaslighting us and you can say, no, I mean, yeah, that's kind of a common denominator, but that's not really the issue.
And all I'm asking you two is to just ask yourself if you're doing what you're doing to make yourself feel better in the moment and ignoring the fact that your child is going to pay for that later. You just have to ask yourself that. If you spoil your girls and then they
I
get out.
hate the word spoiled.
Well, I'm sorry.
It's overly loved.
But that's what
I
you're
literally
doing.
hate that word.
It's spoiled.
Well, I'm
It's
sorry
not.
you do, but unlike.
It's not.
I'm
Well,
sorry
I'm
you
not
do.
a parent that's spoiling you, so I'll use the word I want to use. If you spoil your children and they get out into the world and get into conflict, they're going to pay for it. And I'm just asking you whether you want to call it overlove or spoiled or indulge or whatever you want to call it. If the world doesn't work that way, they're going to pay for it later so you can make yourself feel better in the moment. And that's called enabling. Do you want to see what's really going to happen when a coddled or spoiled child enters the real world? We'll talk about that.